I'm back this week to talk to you a little bit about a really my best kept secret for better digestion. If you're wondering what's going on with your gut, a lot of people, we hear a lot of people we talked last week a little bit about gluten intolerance, or, they always get a stomach ache after they eat, or acid reflux, any of those things, gas, bloating, stomach cramps, diarrhea, constipation, anything inflammatory, like inflammatory bowel disease, or any of those things that could have an underlying cause. There's really a great best kept secret on how you can combat that feeling of misery. So picture with me real quick, your GI tract. So anywhere like from here down into your gut. Okay. If you picture that GI tract as like a food processor, and it squishes up your food and it adds all of the juices it needs to, that it needs to really digest your food and get the most nutrition out of it. If it's blocked, or if it's overloaded, or if it's polluted with a bunch of toxins, either from the food we eat, or if we eat a lot of processed foods, things that come in the bags that we can tear open, or the things we send to school with our kids, just our quick snacks. If you're eating a lot of that, it kind of gets stuck in there and it gets irritated. And it's going to let you know how it's digesting by that pain or that bloating, or if you're like constantly burping or having trouble digesting your food. So the thing is, your GI tract really actually begins in your mouth, okay? And one of the things that it really needs to be able to digest properly is for you to chew your food. So one of the best things that you can do to help with digestion, to not have that bloating and that cramping, or bowel issues, is really to chew a lot, like an uncomfortable amount of chewing. It's going to seem really weird when you first started, okay? But all of that saliva in your mouth really goes to benefit. It's there to start digesting your food before it ever gets to your stomach. So the first time I did this, I like took a bite of food, and I'm chewing and I'm chewing and I'm chewing and I'm chewing, and I'm thinking, okay, this is ridiculous. I've chewed for so long. It's almost an odd taste, but it really gives you a chance to taste your food, or to feel, what is that crunch in there? Is it celery, or is it like nuts or carrots, or is it creamy? Or again, like really taste it. Is it sweet or salty, or any of those things? But it also brings you a chance to slow down, taste, and start digesting in your mouth. So chewing, and really, when we want to think about chewing, you want to think of learning how to chew your food properly as about 30 good crunches per bite. And by the time you get to like 20, already you're like, okay, I've been doing this for a really long time. It's mushy, but this is the process that we've gotten into such a habit of skipping and fast forwarding through the chewing. Like, how many times have we just swallowed our food whole and we don't even realize it? Remember, we talked last week about that feeling of, do you even remember if you ate? If you're chewing 30 times per bite, I promise you're going to remember if you ate. So learning how to chew your food properly about 30 times per bite helps get all of the nutrients out of there that you need, but it also helps to get those digestive fluids in the rest of your body get going. Your brain sends that message out that it's time to start digesting food. What my clients find when they learn that they are digesting this food, or that they're chewing that 30 times per bite, is they intuitively can tell when they're full. Their brain starts telling them, okay, we're digesting, we're getting full. So they haven't skipped the whole digestive process in their mouth, but they're also signaling to their brain and to their body that we're eating, we don't have to overeat. So that's one. They also get a lot more satisfaction out of the foods they're eating, because they took the time to notice how it tasted and how it feels, and how their body, their brain reacts, like that feeling of serotonin or bliss, like comfort food, or that chocolate bliss. You get that from your food when you slow down and recognize it. And finally, just to develop like a healthier relationship with your food, so that I mentioned last week that when I eat raw onions, I get a stomach ache. Well, if I didn't pay attention to that, if I didn't really slow down and chew my food, I never would have known that it was onions. I always would have been in, some kind of mystery land of, why do I always get a stomach ache when I eat this? So it's a great way to do that. So to get in the habit of chewing, you want to try and chew every bite 30 times. So I would challenge you this week is to extend your meal time. If you're rushing through your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, sit down, take a bite of food, and put your fork down. Just leave it there. You don't have to hold your fork and be ready for the next bite. Put it down, chew 30 times, take a breath. Okay, just take a breath and pause and feel that food in your mouth and get that digestion really going. So in my health coaching practice, one of the things I do is I help clients learn to slow down, to digest their food, and to really get in tune with how their body feels when they digest. And kind of turns eating into this new enjoyable experience instead of being something either we dread because we don't know what to eat, or we really just brush by because it's something we do to stay alive. It adds it as this whole new realm of their life that allows them to connect with their food and connect with their feelings, and to really de-stress, which is hugely important when you eat. Probably more important than what you eat is that stress level. So if you want to learn more about how we can increase your digestion, help that irritable bowel or that upset stomach, acid reflux, or any of those things, please look me up. It's www.10000swords.com, and I would love to talk to you soon. Thanks, and you have a great weekend.